What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. My name is Luca, I'm a filmmaker and photographer based in Bali, Indonesia, and in this video we're going to cover how to use my brand new LUTs to color grade your footage in DaVinci Resolve. You can also use these techniques in any other editing software, but I'm going to use DaVinci as this is my software of choice. Let's not waste any time, let's get straight into it. Alright, as you can see, we have 7 shots that I picked here. We have 2 drone shots, and then we just have a bunch of different situation of camera shots. All of these are shot in log with an A7S III, but this LUTs will work on absolutely any type of footage. You're just gonna know how to use it and when to use them. So let's get straight into it. So in DaVinci Resolve, I'm gonna go under my color tab. I'm not saying this is the right way of editing or color grading in DaVinci because I'm not a pro color grader, but this is the way I color grade and I find this to have very nice results. So you guys give it a shot. So depending on the project, obviously, I usually just use 1, 2, maybe 3 nodes at max. So I'm gonna name them LUT and primaries. So usually I add the LUT first. I know, I do that. But the reason I do that is because my LUTs are actually designed to be added first to correct everything in your shot, including the colors, and then we're gonna jump into primaries and fix whatever we don't like. I see this as pretty much a Lightroom preset that you add and then you fix whatever you don't like. So this is the way I've been doing it for the past couple of months and I see very good results. So I think you guys should give it a shot. You can use the same pretty much technique in Premiere Pro, Final Cut, just add the LUT on an adjustment layer and then you adjust the lumetri color or you adjust everything else in a different tab in the actual footage. Let's get straight into it. So these are my LUT. It's only 5 and it's everything you will ever need. Let's get into it. So we have forest here, we have jungle, we have the mountain, we have summer, and we have urban. So for this specific shot, I think I really like the green of jungle and we're in the jungle, so it makes sense. So just gonna double click it and just off the bat, boom. 1 click and this shot already looks very good. I think I'm not a fan of how this area looks overexposed, so we're just gonna go into primaries and we're gonna kind of play around with bringing down those highlights a little bit, bring the whole shot a little bit down, and I'm gonna lift the shadows here, make it a little bit warmer, and then we're gonna go into the colors here at all those points. And I actually want the green to be a bit greener, so I'm gonna push this down a tiny bit. Yeah, it looks good. That looks very good. So I'm pretty happy with what the shot looks like. So what I'm gonna do in this case, because this area is a bit overexposed, I'm gonna add a node and then call it mask. And all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a mask. Nice and fade out. Here we go. And we're gonna bring down the highlights a little bit, not too much because it is actually overexposed. I fucked it up. And we're gonna put the temperature up so we can warm this up a little bit. Put the tint up just to give a little bit of that sunrise vibe. Feather it a bit more. And then we're gonna add another node, mask 2. I could actually name this better, but I just got used to just naming 1 and 2, so it is what it is. Everyone has their own workload, right? So put it in this corner and make this corner a bit more contrasty, just like that. Bring those highlights, bring the shadows down a little bit. Go back to mask. And that's it. So this is what the shot looks like. This is before and that's after. Super easy. It took me 2-3 minutes to color grade this whole shot. Obviously, if this would be a client project, I would spend a lot more time onto color grading, but for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna show you how this looks. On to the next one. Let's add 2 nodes as usual, LUT and primaries. Onto the LUT, we're gonna try something different now. Why don't we try forest? And in this case, I think literally the only thing I wanna add is a bit of contrast this way. and take off a tiny bit of saturation on the greens and the yellows, like a tiny bit. So here we go. And then we're gonna add a mask up here. Because I like how that sun, you can see the sun that hits the mountains, the hills up here. So we're gonna add a little bit of a temperature just up there. Just a tiny bit and a bit of a tint. And we're done. Less than a minute. Before, after. Like, this is insane. Right, let's go into a different setting. So we have a log footage from the camera. We don't have a D-log anymore. So let's see how this LUT works on this kind of footage. So let's have a look. So we got the forest LUT. That's pretty nice. We have the jungle, the mountain, summer, and urban. In this case, I'm gonna try the urban because I really like how this little purplish cinematic look comes out. So as you can see, to be honest, this shot looks amazing already, just with one click LUT. But I like to add a bit more contrast when I'm working with the S-Log3, especially because it's extremely flat. So I'm just gonna bring this down, make an S-curve pretty much. And just with the LUT and an S-curve, look at this footage right now. Oh. That's just with the LUT and an S-curve. I could spend a lot more time on this shot, but I think that's enough to show. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this because the second shot is pretty much the same. And as you can see, just by copy and pasting this footage, already this looks amazing. But for the sake of this video, let's try a different LUT. So summer is a bit of like a warm, washed out yellow look, bit of a film look, I'd say. But mountains is insane. I love mountains. Like, it's a bit colder. So in this case, let's get a Euro shot. Yeah, that's perfect. Gonna warm it up a tiny bit and then just bring up those highlights. Bring up the gain and the offset a little bit. Bring down the black point. And then, to be honest, I'm happy like this. It looks very nice right now. But if I would, for my preference, I would probably take away a bit of greens. I don't like how this bucket looks here. So I would like play around with the offset maybe a little bit to end the gain to bring a bit more coolness into the shot. And here we go. Just like that. And you can do every adjustment like this in Premiere Pro, Final Cut, or whatever software you use. All right, next shot, this super cute kid. This is such a cute kid. Look at him. Let's use this as hero shot because it's just cute. Wait, that's sharper, okay. So LUT, primaries, as always. All right, let's get into, oh, look at this, look at this. Again, mountain looks insane. This is a one-click result, guys. These LUTs are literally made to one-click color grade your video if you want to. Obviously, you can get more pro, you can get into it a lot more, but if you're just starting out and you need some good colors over your image, this is one way of doing so. So add an S-curve, boom, LUT and an S-curve. Seriously? Look at that, look at this image. Look at this image, it looks incredible. I'm speechless. Next one. All right, this is a bit of a tricky one. It was handheld, so obviously it's a bit shaky, but let's look at adding some color into this image. Again, what have I not tried? I think I haven't tried summer yet, so let's do summer. Oh, actually urban though. Again, urban looks so good. So in this case, I would like to, again, do a tiny bit of an S-curve, but not too much because the highlights, I want to preserve the highlights behind. And there is a bit too much of a purple look in this case. I'm just gonna move the tint slightly, put the temperature up slightly, and then I'm gonna play around with the offset. Add a bit of a coolness to it. Ooh. maybe there we go. And that is it. That's before, that's after. Before, after, before, after. To me, so I used a lot of LUTs in the past. I bought a lot of LUT packs just to see how other people color grade and how every single LUT affects your footage different. And I'm not saying these are the best LUT, obviously on the market, there's too many, to be honest. But I really like how you just add the LUT and you make a little bit of a tweak and it's done. Literally, just 2-3 clicks, doesn't take you long, and you have a very acceptable footage. So that's what I like about these LUTs. And I've been color grading this way for the past few months, and I've just noticed that my colors have gone, like my project quality has gone up by far, because before I was spending so much time on color grading, and after a while using LUTs, or like not using LUTs and like using a million nodes in DaVinci, I would just never get to a point where I was happy. And right now I'm like so happy with this footage. So let's move on to the next one. Last shot we have over here, it's again S-Log3, and we can try summer in this one actually. Oh, look at jungle. This is a one click. Like, come on. Okay, let's try summer just for the sake of it. So as you can see, let me check. So as you can see, in this case, I'm not too stoked how the color came out for this specific shot. I don't know if it was a reflection of the green onto his skin, but his skin tone looks a bit greenish, and you can see here when you hover, like the skin tone is a bit fucked up. So what we're gonna do is put a bit of a temperature, a bit of warm, and a bit of pinkish magenta into the image. Usual S-curve because I like more contrast into these images. And then we're gonna go play around with the colors as always here. And you can see like his skin tone is a bit weird. But if you look over here into the vector scope, move this around, you can see that the skin tones are going like up and down. So you're gonna kind of like put it where the skin tone is on the skin tone line. And then same with the yellows, move it a bit around until you have a pretty even skin tone. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty even. So even just looking at the vector scope, you can see that the skin tone is good right now. And yeah, this image is pretty good. I might take away a bit of a saturation in the green, just make it a bit moodier, a bit more washed out grains. And that's it. That's that's before, that's after. Again, one click. I want to show you guys one more thing. My laptop, as you can see, it's 12% battery. So I'm going to quickly import something else. So I'm going to go, I just recently filmed a video with my iPhone at home. So I want to show you guys how you can actually use these presets even with your iPhone videos. So as you can see, this was shot on an iPhone on cinematic mode, and all I'm going to do is the same thing, add a LUT, add a primaries, and you're going to see that it is falling apart a little bit. But what you're going to do is like find something that you actually like this color is actually pretty nice. So once you have that, you want to go under your key output in DaVinci or opacity and every other editing software I believe, and you're just going to bring down that opacity so that the LUT doesn't affect the footage as much as before. Usually if you put it around 50%, that usually worked pretty well with non-log footage. So if using this over any footage but log, I would recommend using around 50 to 60% strength, just because these LUT are designed to also add saturation and contrast into your image. So that's why if you add this LUT to any other footage that is not log, it's gonna look very weird. So yeah, just decrease the LUT, and that's how you color grade with it. So we're gonna go into the primaries now, and we're gonna take away a bit of a contrast because the iPhone always have that weird contrast look. And we also gonna go, yeah, my map quit is about to turn off, so I'm gonna finish this quickly. Add a bit of a contrast like this way, and opa. Maybe take away the oranges there because they look a bit too weird. Oh, saturation. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. And now we have it. That's before, that's after. To me, this image now looks pretty good, if you tell me. Look at this. Before, after, the colors are super nice. Probably the way I'm gonna color grade this video when I will actually edit it. That is all, guys. I'm gonna quit everything I'm doing on my laptop because it's dead. And thank you guys for sticking around for this one. I hope you learned something new. I'm not saying, again, this is the right way to edit on DaVinci Resolve, but this is the way I do it, and I think this will help you a lot in any editing software. So if you have any questions, just leave them down below or send me a DM or email, whatever it is, and I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.